844-204-RICH, number to dial if you're on hold. Stay on hold and sit back and enjoy this conversation. He's one of our favorite guests, and he is dynamite in the new Judd Apatow film that is available on video on demand right now, The King of Staten Island. And I know this because I grew up seeing guys like this guy portrayed by Bill Burr, who's back here on the show, the very funny and talented, wickedly talented, to use the John Travolta phrase, Bill Burr. How are you, Bill?
Hey, what's going on?
Dude, you are phenomenal in this movie, Bill. You're phenomenal.
Well, you're phenomenal for actually talking hockey on your show. I was loving listening to the greatest goalies. I would have thrown in Grant Fuhr, Mike Vernon in 1989, taking Calgary all the way.
Hey, man.
Beating Montreal in the finals.
Dominic Hasek. Remember Dominic? Remember him?
Dominic Hasek, yeah. They got screwed in 99. They was in the crease. They called it all year.
Look
and
at you.
All of a sudden, the biggest goal of the year, they don't call it. But hockey does that. Last year, my beloved Bruins got a taste of their own medicine. They actually lost in the finals by a team playing Bruins hockey, but the NHL had penalized that out of the game. So we showed up with an Olympic hockey team, like a finesse team, and they started taking liberties, and we had no answers, and they weren't calling it, and they ran our goalie for like 4 out of the 7 games. And all the Luciches and guys like that who left, we replaced them with goal scorers. So
was that the run where we saw Cam Neely throw a water bottle right in the management suite? Cam was
it didn't
pissed.
make any sense. So what hockey does never makes any sense. It's like they go, okay, we're going in this direction. So we go, okay, because they penalized every team for playing the way the Bruins always play. Because the way the Blues played last year, I love that style of hockey, but they just got rid of it. Because they're trying to, I don't know, be more mainstream. I don't know what. So everybody kind of showed up with a finesse team, and then they showed up playing like, mid-'90s hockey and just punched everybody in the mouth. And they, arguably beat like 3 teams that if they just played the Olympic style, I don't know if they beat them. But I'm not trying to take it away because I'm very happy for St. Louis. But hockey has a history of sort of calling stuff, and all of a sudden the playoffs come and they swallow their whistle.
Yeah, the NFL's done it too. I mean, I guess every sport has gone through it. Bill Burr here on the Rich Eisen Show. Again, the King of Staten Island. You play a firefighter. I'm from Staten Island. I think I've told you that before. I was born in Brooklyn but raised in Staten Island from 6 months on. It's a great movie, man. You're great in it, and I guess the only way to describe it is this Wilford Brimley type mustache that you're rocking. How long did it take for you to grow that one out, Bill? That is natural, right? That is naturally grown.
Yes.
Okay. How long?
Well, I already had a beard, but I keep it pretty close. I go Don Johnson. I keep it close. I try to keep it sexy for the ladies. And then in the beginning of April, they were like, all right, what are we going to do? You're going to grow your hair out on top? And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of think it's cool. Bald firefighter kind of look cool. So he said, all right, just let your beard go. And I said, all right, cool. So I just let it go. So it was maybe just short of 2 months.
Damn.
And, I had this clean-shaven head with this scraggly beard. I looked like I was a hipster. I was going to say artisan something, ice cream or something. And then they just started trimming it. It was really the hair and makeup people that did it. The hair people, I guess you would say. They just sort of, all right. And I was thinking, the whole thing that I learned on the shoot was you can't have a beard as a firefighter because it'll ruin the seal if you have to you wearing a mask.
Sure.
But you're allowed to have a mustache. So I wanted it to be a little, just because the guy's going to come in and disrupt Pete's life, like everything from his mustache, everything that he did should have been offensive to Pete's character.
Well, Pete Davidson, you're referring to, plays a misguided, mixed up kid because his father was a firefighter, died when he was 7, and Pete Davidson's real life dad died on 9/11, and you're there, wooing his mother, played by Marissa Tomei, who again reminded me of everyone I grew up with. And there's a part in this film, Bill, where you invite Pete Davidson's character to a Yankee game, and you say he thought you meant the actual Yankees, but no, the Staten Island Yankees, which is a real thing. They have a minor league stadium that overlooks downtown Manhattan. It's amazing.
One of the best views, other than the Pittsburgh Pirates, I would say it's
Beautiful.
It's got to be the best view of any minor league stadium.
No doubt.
Looking at Manhattan,
no
incredible.
doubt. But there's a line in it where you say you're really a Red Sox fan, but you go to these games because you're a baseball fan. Did you ad-lib that, Bill? Did you insist that you at least had to put that in there for yourself personally, Bill?
No, I think that they were covering for my. I still have a little bit of the Boston. I mean, I sound. I don't literally go, "Park the cat, dude, what's going on," or whatever. I don't do that, but I definitely, the way I talk, I think, or I think maybe they thought I was known too well. That just would have stuck out to people because I've just talked about it so much. But no, that was not my idea.
I just thought, again, that it was like you went to Apatow and said, look, man, there's enough of this Yankee stuff. I just can't have it. I got to at least say I'm a Red Sox fan. I thought this was a demand that you had, Bill. No.
I was just happy, to be in a Judd Apatow movie. I've been a fan of his movies for a long time, and I love that you mentioned how Marissa Tomei reminded you of every, women. Like, how great was she? I think people just take for granted that she's just going to automatically be awesome. She was incredible. The second she put those glasses on, she just disappeared and just became. Scott's mom, Margie, she was amazing and arguably the best I've worked with a lot of great people. She was incredible.
You could say in a way she's prepared for it. I mean, Mona Lisa Vito seems straight out of Staten Island too, all those years ago, and my cousin Vinny. I mean, again, I grew up with a lot of Mona Lisa Vitos as well. Bill Burr here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, Bill, prior to you joining this program, about a half an hour ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put out photographs of Tom Brady wearing his Buccaneer uniform for the very first time.
And you were so nice to send it to me before the phone call to make sure I could take a gander.
I just wanted you to have a frame of reference, at the very least.
You've always been a caring guy. It's a deserved reputation you have that
Thank
you
you,
always
Bill.
make sure everybody is taken care of. So I appreciate that, Rich.
So, what do you think, Bill? What do you think? Well,
as an older guy myself, they could have done him a little better with some of the lighting on those. But I'm look.
Yeah.
I would love for him to still be with the Patriots, but he literally put the franchise on his back. Him and Belichick and Robert Kraft made us an actual one of the top franchises in the history of the NFL now. And before they all came along, I mean, we were a joke. Chuck Fairbanks, very underrated though, as a coach. As far as dude, look at his 1974 draft; it was incredible. Or 73, I think it was the 73. 74 was the Steelers had a great draft, but he put us on the map. I mean, the guy, he won 6. If he just won 1, we would have named a street after him. He won 6. He three-peated twice in the NFL. That never happens. We went to 9 Super Bowls. I mean, all of a sudden, during his time there, we became the team that went to the most Super Bowls. All of a sudden, we came into the Dallas Cowboys 49ers stratosphere, which just seemed untouchable when I was growing up, when we had Paul Revere on the side of our helmet or whatever the hell that guy was supposed to be.
Pat the Patriot.
Yeah,
Pat the Patriot.
I mean, it's weird because the announcement happened during the pandemic, so everything kind of, as far as the sports world, just got knocked down in order of importance. But now that they're showing that, as much as, I'm bummed out that he's not with us anymore, there's 2 things that make me happy. One, football's coming back. That makes me psyched. And then 2, there's a lot of great quarterbacks throughout history finished on another team and never won a championship. So if he gets number 7, as far as modern-day athletes, he'll have one more than Jordan. I'm trying to think if anybody else got 6.
No?
Maybe it wasn't there a basketball player that kind of jumped around, had a few?
It could be Robert Horry.
No,
Robert Horry. I think Robert Horry. Yeah. Could be.
5 or 6, right?
Could be.
So
what do you
Charles
think?
Haley or somebody like that.
Yeah, Haley had, I think, 5. Yeah, but what do you think of the fact, though, that you and I had spoken since Brady did leave? We haven't just seen him in the pewter and then the all black uniform, and then he's in. They didn't put him in the old popsicle, creamsicle uniform, which is too damn bad because that's the one I think that would be most difficult for you to handle. But what about the fact that Gronk said
just love this is what I love.
Okay.
I just love that we went on such a run.
Yes.
And I say we as a sports fan because when we lost, I also took all that stuff. People didn't chant 1918 at the Red Sox. They chanted it at me. All right? So it is a we thing here.
Understood, Bill.
I love that you guys are so excited that something bad finally happened, that, like, this is all you have to grasp onto, is that at the end of his career, okay, that he's on, like, another team. Like, that's the best you have. After all these years of Jim Irsay, okay, in the Indianapolis Colts, that bitch-ass organization that could never take a loss, and the fact that Brady and Belichick were beating all your asses so bad across the league that you guys actually co-signed on the owner of a losing team conducting his own independent investigation that was laughed out of court. The judge actually got mad for them wasting their time, and then the suspension was reversed, and then the NFL just goes, well, are we a corporation? And they go, yeah. Does a corporation have the right to suspend an employee? And they go, yeah. And that was the loophole that they suspended him on. And you're still saying he cheated. And by the way, that whole stupid Deflategate, that dope who wasn't even a scientist that conducted it, found deflated balls on the Colts side, too, which was completely ignored. ESPN then did a study, showed a deflated ball, actually got there a half a second later or whatever, which debunks the whole thing. They took that down from their website. So I want to see now if he wins in Tampa. I want to see if Jim Irsay goes after him and all these butthurt people around the NFL for all these years. When you go on the NFL Network and you see Bill Parcells telling stories about Bill Walsh pretending his headset went out and he already called his whole first half of plays during a playoff game, and that's played off as gamesmanship. So,
Bill,
no. Rich Eisen, you owe me this. After every time we won something, somebody'd be like, I heard that they actually had a GoPro in the first down marker, and they were listening and blah, blah, all of that crap. It's like the whole league went Isaiah Thomas for the last 20 years. It was embarrassing. Okay? Listen, here's the thing. Eli Manning's one of my favorite quarterbacks ever, and he broke my heart twice. The guy is a beast, and the bigger the game was, the bigger he played. Now, I can say that. Why can't Jim Irsay and the Colts ever just give this guy his due? And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to age well. Like rollerblading, it will not age well the way he behaved.
I love the fact that I showed you these photographs, and you went, when I first asked you for a reaction, you went highbrow. You went, you know what, Brady gave us 6.
Highbrow.
No,
I say highbrow. No. Don't try to make a ball a strike now, Rich.
No, hold on.
Don't try to make a ball a strike. That was outside ball one on your part. I have no problem. He is an adult. That guy, so many times, deferred money down the road so we could have a better team and win championships. He deserves to get paid. He deserves to play in a state that has no state tax. Good for him. All right? That's what I'm saying. But I'm going back to how some weasel in Indianapolis, okay, who's sitting around buying Tiny Tim's ukulele is somehow judging what a guy's doing on the football field, and then you guys in the media listen to it.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
You guys me. You just painted me with the very same broad brush as everybody
else. I took that broad brush, and I went right across your forehead with it.
All I had to do was mention popsicle uniforms and Gronk's playing with Brady, and then this whole thing started.
No, you didn't. See, that's what you fans of other teams think. God bless them. I love that Gronk took a year off. They destroyed his knees on his legs. I hope that guy doesn't get hurt. Okay, I got what I needed to. All I ever needed to do was see the Red Sox win a World Series. Okay, they won 4. I'm good. We won 6. We won a Stanley Cup, and we won like a soccer championship. I'm fine with that. My thing about it is that you weasels in the media couldn't handle that he had movie star good looks, He had a supermodel girlfriend, and when it came down, when you needed to deliver, he always did. And what it did was reminded all you out-of-shape sports writers how many times you didn't get picked in gym class, and you went after him. And then you keep trying to paint this as, oh, my God, he's all butthurt that he went to Tampa. I'm not excited about that, but it's his career, okay? But I'm also still – I want to know now, if he wins in Tampa, what are you guys going to come up with then? Something that has to do with the Oranges, something down there?
No. I give Brady his due. I always give Brady his due. I'm with you. I just love seeing, just again, welcoming the Patriots fans to the rest of the fan bases in the NFL. That the last 20 years that you enjoyed that magic carpet ride, now everybody's back. Now it's kind of even playing field right now. That's all. That's a terrible point because I'm a 52-year-old man. I was there since Chuck Fairbanks. That's true. You did go Chuck. That's right. By the way, that's a double Chuck Fairbanks. I am a veteran of this team, and I'm walking down Main Street, and I'm supposed to have balloons dropped on me, and you're popping all of them right now because of your own petty Jim Irsay horse. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse. By the way, the horse is a colt. The horse is a colt. You are getting lit up, and you deserve it right now because I thought you were different. I am different. By the way, F is for Fairbanks was the original. Before the call even started, you showed me pictures. No, like this would literally not even hold up in a court of law. This is what do I say when they plant the gun there? It's entrapment. Right. Yeah. What you did. Bill, in the break, he was like, "Hey, can you just text me those Brady photos so I can send them to Bill?" That's Brockman, who's your fellow New England man. Yeah. Here, he's on your side. God bless you. How are you, sir? Hey, good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you, pal. Hey, Bill. And it was the 73 draft. John Hanna in the first round, Hall of Famer, greatest guard of all time. Yeah, Darryl Stingley. They got all kinds of people. And then right through Tim Fox in 77, he built an amazing team, which, by the way, in 76, which was wide open, the Steelers, according to Joe Bartnick, had their best team ever, but Blyer and Franco Harris both got hurt. And that's why the Raiders were finally able to get past. And the New England Patriots went into Oakland, had the Raiders beat, and then there was a BS, very borderline, roughing the passer call that took the ball all the way down to the goal line. You know, Ken Stabler, he's not going to blow it down there, and then they beat us. So the whole tuck rule thing was a payback for that. And then not to mention the tuck rule, that's not the first time they called it. The first time it was called against the Patriots during a Jets game. So there you go. These are the facts. You can listen to them if you want to. Or, like I said, you can sit around with the guy with Tiny Tim's ukulele, and you can feel better about when you got picked in gym class. I mean, if that's what you want to do, or you can get somebody that do, like I do with Eli Manning. Bill Burr, the King of Staten Island, available now on demand. And season 4 of the Netflix animated series F is for Family premiered on Friday last week. Bill is the creator and star of that series. You are the man, Bill. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the call. You take care of yourself. No worries. Go Blue. I'll see you. I hope there's college football this year. Me too. You take care. That's Bill Burr. Thank you, guys. You got it. At Bill Burr on Twitter. At Wilford Burr on Instagram. The one and the only. That's what we call a good spot. Rich. So, in retrospect, good idea to forward him the photographs and text it to him during the commercial break. For the betterment of the segment, yes. It was a good idea. Yeah. Wound him up. Your intention. And he initially goes, you know what? Hey, he had 6 championships for us. I'm not gonna stand in his way and whatever. And yeah. And then I mentioned the popsicle uniforms and Gronk played, and then it was on like the proverbial Donkey Kong. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.